My name is Bizola, I am 17 years old, and this is the story of how I got pregnant for my nephew. It was a cold Thursday morning when my mom entered my room and dropped a key on my shelf. She switched on the light and left my door wide open before leaving. I groanedly got up from my bed and I went to feed our dog Bob safety and quickly went to take my bath. That was the morning we were planning to leave for Jos to visit our neighborings who we had never seen before. When I was done, my parents and my 2 junior siblings were already in the car. I gave my neighbor the spare key to our house so they would feed our dogs while we were away, and got into the car. We all prayed and headed straight for Jos. After 2 hours into the journey, I told my parents I wanted to ease myself, so they packed the car. I got out and quickly entered a nearby bush. After I was done, I felt something walking on my body and I panicked. I quickly turned, running out, but before I got out, I fell and sprained my legs. I shouted in pain and my mom came to help me. When I got into the car, the leg was red and swollen, and I discovered it was already badly sprained. We arrived at Jos to our neighbor's house and we were welcomed in. They had 3 boys only, raised by their mother. The eldest was Isaac. My parents told them I had sprained my legs and needed to go to a hospital, and Isaac offered to take me there. He assisted me to his car and he drove to the hospital. After, the nurse attended to me. She called in Isaac, assuming he was my boyfriend, and instructed him to massage my legs every evening after using my medication with a certain balm she gave him. He smiled and took me back home. We started talking in the car, getting to know each other with little conversations. My family and I were planning to spend 2 weeks at Jos, and as days passed, I and Isaac became very close. He would massage my legs every evening, and we would talk into the night. Even when my legs were already feeling better, I would lie to Isaac so he could come and help me massage the leg. One Friday afternoon, after the whole house went for a birthday party, it was just me and Isaac at home. And we were both in the living room. I was watching TV while he was on his phone. I was trying to get his attention and talk, but he remained unbothered, still on the chair, carried away by what he was doing. I got angry and changed what I was watching to a movie. After a few minutes into the movie, he stood up and went to plug his phone, turning around to find me massaging my legs, which still slightly hurt. He asked if I needed a massage and I nodded happily. Then he went to get the balm and he started helping me. 2 minutes into the massage, the scenes on the TV became more adult and both of us just watched in silence as the atmosphere became tense. He still kept massaging my legs, but something felt different as he pressed my leg firmly. I felt an urge that wanted his hands to move slightly higher. I summoned the courage and asked him if he could take his hands slightly up. He looked at me with a look that I couldn't quite explain and moved his hands higher, adding more balm. As he moved, I wanted his hand to move even higher, but before I could ask, we heard the sound of the cars pulling into the compound. He stood up and went to return the balm before heading out to welcome my parents and his siblings. I remained on the chair, unsure of what to do. The way I looked at Isaac, my cousin, instantly changed, and I tried to shake off the feeling. That same evening, after I was done with showering and was lying on the bed, Isaac entered my room. He walked up to me and handed the balm to me. "I think you should be able to massage your legs yourself now," he said, and I understood what the statement meant. I felt maybe I made him uncomfortable during the last massage. He smiled and turned around, but before he left, I called him back and begged him for just one more massage so I could clarify myself to him that I had no other intentions. He turned around and gave the same confused look. Then he came back and started balming and massaging the leg. Carefully, I tried to tell him I had no intention during the last massage, but as I spoke, he kept moving his hands higher. I acted like I didn't know what was happening, and soon he was up all the way to my thighs. He asked if he should stop or continue, and I told him he should continue, and after a few minutes we were already doing things we shouldn't do. After we were done with our unholy act, he got up and left. Since then, we spoke like nothing happened, and in a twinkle of an eye, the 2 weeks vacation was over. My family moved back, and after 2 months, I realized something was different about me. I went to the hospital, and there I discovered I was 9 weeks pregnant. My heart jumped in my chest as my mind quickly raced back to my nephew. I snuck back home, my mind racing with scenarios of how I would carry a baby and how huge my stomach would be, not to talk of childbirth. I couldn't face my parents, so I ran away from home and became a mother at the young age of 18. The moral lesson of the story is that short-term gratification is the best way to retard your potential and destiny in this world. Only 2 weeks and 1 night of pleasure turned Bisola into a teen mom with a child from incest. Also, Nibbling and other family members should be exposed to themselves from an early age so they get to familiarize themselves if necessary.